distortions within the spiritual realm. Now, today I wanted to talk about the distortion, especially within the spiritual realm, where we're constantly needing more. We're constantly needing to do more, to heal more, to change, to shift, to do this, to do that, to integrate this. And that feeling of us not being enough. And now this is stemming from that greater system. It's stemming from the greater social system of capitalism that we find ourselves in. We see it all the time within capitalism as there's never enough. Everything's always outside of ourselves. We always are trying to find something else. We're trying to get, to obtain, to acquire, to consume something else that we're not enough as we are. That maybe that next house will be our happiness, and that's where we'll be enough. Maybe this next job, maybe this next relationship. There's always something outside of us within the system. And now it's important to remember that this social system, that capitalism, is this overarching matrix over everything, and it permeates into both the unconscious and conscious. So it permeates into all the different structures of reality. It permeates into the belief systems to shape what we know or what we think ought to be true within this realm. And these beliefs get embedded into both our conscious, but again, our unconscious. So we begin to operate through this unconscious understanding of the world. We begin to operate with these beliefs that aren't actually true. And now, again, when we get into the spiritual realm, especially when we get in to that path of healing, when we get in to this, self growth, this self discovery, this remembrance of who we are, we all of a sudden, get kind of brushed upon these ideas of, maybe what I am right now is enough. Maybe I need to change some more. Maybe if I start developing my third eye, or I start developing my sight or my hearing, then I'll be a good enough healer. Maybe if I take this course or this program, then I'll be able to be like that person. Maybe if I just do more work inside of me, then I'll be good enough, and then I'll be able to start, helping others. And again, this is that constant comparison, right? It's that constant placing others on a pedestal and thinking that they're better than us, and that for some reason we aren't good enough as we are. But we have to remember that, if we were to look from a higher perspective, if we were to connect with God, with Source, with Creator, with our spirit guides, with the angels, they see us as that perfect being. We are right where we need to be. So there's nothing more that we need to do. There's nothing more that we need to obtain in order to get to a certain, that simple remembrance of who we are, that simple ability to be present within ourselves in this moment, to see how everything as is perfect, and everything is exactly how it's meant to be, will help us begin to escape this constant kind of, impetus and force that is causing us to find everything outside of ourselves. Because again, everything starts from within. Everything has always been from within. And when we're constantly searching for that next thing, we're forgetting about what we already have. We're forgetting about that gratitude, that feeling of being enough. And the more and more that we are able to embrace that we are enough, that we are perfectly perfect, that the way that the divine sees us, the way that all these higher beings see us is perfect. So why don't we see ourselves as perfect? This is where that distortion really begins to take hold on us, really begins to push us out of alignment with this higher purpose and into this rat race of trying to consume this next thing, of trying to get just one more thing, and then it'll be okay. As we all know, there never will be one more thing. It's always this endless well that we engage in. So, how can you begin to find comfort in the uncomfortable? How can you see how where you're at in your journey is exactly where you're meant to be, and nothing more needs to be done? That you are able to help others because you have been helping others. That you simply doing this work is creating those ripples and spreading that light all across the ethers. And the more and more that we can embody this truth, the more that we can begin to instill this into our being, the more that we'll be able to see how we are enough. We always have been enough, and we always have been doing exactly what we're meant to. And the more that we can embody these simple truths, that will allow for that space to open up for these higher truths to come through, for even higher understandings of our reality, of the universe. And that's where we can begin to expand. That's where our consciousness will begin to take on different forms and shapes and understandings. So if you feel yourself getting slipped into this rat race, if you feel yourself falling in this constant need for more, 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 you know, recommend to just slow down, to come back to who you are right here, right now, to see that you are enough, and to begin to accept all of yourself, to bring all those shadows to the light. For that's only going to open up space for more divine wisdom, for more divine teachings to come in to help you begin to understand the next layer of reality.